Maxon drops a massive amount of new features, Pentagram uses Midjourney in a very clever way, and we're giving away 12 days of gifts to the School of Motion community. It's Motion Mondays! Well, grab those tissues, Trekkies. Otoy just dropped an incredible short film with William Shatner and the Nimoy estate that might make your eyes a bit leaky. They've somehow created one of the best Star Trek pieces in years without a single line of dialogue. The real showstopper? They've made 93-year-old William Shatner look exactly like he did in his Kirk heyday and how he looked in the Star Trek films nearly 30 years ago. The de-aging tech is mind-blowing, using Otoy's light stage scanning system, previously used in Star Wars films, to achieve some of the best results I've ever seen. While Otoy's keeping quiet about their digital prosthetic technology, I'm hoping that they turn this into a product artists can actually use. The environments rendered in Octane showcase why the renderer remains popular despite Redshift now shipping with Cinema 4D. Props to Otoy for consistently pushing technology forward for artists. Check out the film and the unification project details in the description. Just make sure you've got those tissues handy. Here's something wild that all runners can appreciate. A Toronto runner named Duncan McCabe spent an entire year running 687 miles to create what might be the largest stop-motion animation ever made. Using Strava to track his routes, he carefully planned each run to form the shape of a dancing figure several blocks tall. When you play back his run summaries, it creates a stop-motion animation across several city blocks. The planning, discipline, and consistency needed to pull this off is absolutely bonkers, and a surefire way to go viral. Duncan, my friend, you're not just a runner, you're an animator, and a dedicated one at that. My hat is off to you and my hair for creating art at city scale. Our annual 12 Days of MoGraph event kicks off today, and the prizes this year are absolutely ridiculous. Day one features our friends at AE Scripts and AE Plugins going big with $1,000 worth of plugins plus a $1,000 gift card. Lloyd, you beautiful human, if anyone sees him in public, you please give him a very, very fancy espresso. Head to schoolmotion.com/12days to register, and remember, you'll need to sign up each day for prizes you want a shot at winning. We've got an incredible lineup of prizes, including gift cards, courses, year-long subscriptions to essential tools, motion design assets, and way more that we can't reveal yet. But wait, there's more. Our winter 2025 session registration is in full swing for classes starting January 6th. Hundreds of artists have already signed up to learn After Effects, Cinema 4D, design, animation, visual effects, illustration, and more. Our interactive classes feature unlimited critique from professional motion designers, access to our 24/7 online community, monthly live streams, and much more. Spots are filling up fast, so don't wait too long to secure your spot. And mark your calendars for December 30th. Our annual mega end-of-the-year podcast will be dropping, featuring incredible guests from the likes of Imaginary Forces, Buck, Territory Studios, Coliseum, Scholar, Motion Hatch, and some of the best minds in the industry. This beast is currently over 6 hours long, so grab some hot cocoa, Kahlua recommended but optional, and get ready for an epic deep dive into the current state and the future of motion design. Don't miss this one. It's packed with insights that'll carry you into 2025. Let's talk about a hot animation technique. The WWF... No, not that one. The World Wildlife Fund just dropped a gorgeous piece using a stop-motion method that I've never seen before, shooting with an infrared camera and controlling the temperature of every element to create the visuals. The technique required controlling the temperature to within 0.1 degrees Celsius on each frame, using ovens, heat lamps, heat guns, fans, and freezing sprays to literally paint with heat. The result combines the charming imperfection of stop motion with the unique look of temperature-controlled imagery. It's one of those rare moments where you see something genuinely new in animation. The piece is not only beautiful, but represents a superhuman level of patience and care, trying to nail precise temperatures for every single frame while maintaining smooth transitions. Check out the creative block write-up for some fascinating behind-the-scenes looks at this innovative process. Rive continues to impress with their new nSlicing feature, taking the classic web design technique of nSlicing and cranking it up to 11. This tool lets you slice artwork into as many pieces as needed, giving precise control over how elements scale when your composition changes size. Combined with their layout constraints, it's a powerful solution for one of motion design's biggest headaches, creating truly responsive animations that work at any screen size. And speaking of Rive, Territory Studio was featured in a talk from this year's Unreal Fest, where Marty Romances showed off how they're using it for live on-set interfaces in films, letting actors actually interact with UI elements while filming. As I'll mention in our upcoming End of the Year podcast, Rive is proving to be one of the most important apps to impact motion design in the past decade. If you haven't tried it yet, there's a free version waiting for you. And if you want some help wrapping your head around how it works, check out Rive Academy Volume 1, our Intro to Rive course at School of Motion. Runway just dropped what might be their most useful AI feature yet. expand video. It lets you transform videos into new aspect ratios by generating new areas around your input video. If you got a 16:9 video that needs to be 9:16, this tool might just save your bacon. And we love bacon, don't we? You can even use it creatively for digital zooms by expanding the frame multiple times. With clients constantly demanding multiple aspect ratios, often after the design is locked, this could be a massive time saver. While Runway's examples don't show motion design specifically, it's worth experimenting to see if this can streamline your versioning workflow. This is exactly the kind of AI tool that helps artists tackle tedious tasks we'd rather not do manually. Check it out and let us know what you think in the comments. Let's dive into some incredible work from around the industry. First up is Fafa, a 26-year-old artist at Flat White Motion, whose latest reel showcases mind-bending experiments with cavalry. It's proof that even experimental work can fill out a killer reel. Hat tip to Meng Shui Lin for pointing us to Fafa's work. Stefan Everard dropped a stunning Unreal Engine 5.5 short using the upgraded motion design tools and the path tracing renderer. The result is cinematic shots packed with intricate particle simulations that would have been very time-consuming to set up and render traditionally. And Buck just partnered with Crunchyroll on a 5-second mnemonic that demands 50 viewings to catch all the little details. With sound design from the legends at Ant Food, it shows how Buck can pack personality into even the briefest pieces. Insane stuff from these artists and studios, and please tag us on social media at School of Motion if you spot anything deserving of a feature. A new tech demo called Generative OmniMat is turning heads in the compositing world. It can decompose video into complete layers, including objects and their associated effects like shadows and reflections. While this capability isn't currently available in any motion design tools, it points to some exciting possibilities. The demo shows off effects that would normally require very heavy rotoscoping and compositing tricks, but Generative OmniMat handles them with ease. For all you technical types, we'll link to the deep dive details in the description. While we can't use it yet, this tech suggests some pretty wild possibilities for future compositing work. Shopify took their annual Black Friday data visualization to new heights, literally, by running it live in Unreal Engine on the Vegas Sphere. Every year, they create a live visualizer showing real-time sales across their platform during Black Friday. But this year, they cranked it up by displaying it on the world's largest spherical screen. They've even created a microsite where you can explore the data for yourself. It's yet another example of how new technology is opening up opportunities for motion designers to think bigger and create work that wouldn't have been possible before. These new tools are making previously complex technical challenges much more accessible, and we're more excited than ever about the possibilities that Unreal opens up. Time to celebrate our student of the week, Szymon Gruszczynski from Poland. This multimedia and motion designer is wrapping up Design Kickstart with some impressive storyboards that showcase everything he's learned about composition, color, and rhythm. What really stands out is the variety in his compositions, giving animators plenty of options to work with. There's also great implied animation throughout the frames. It's a perfect example of how mastering design fundamentals can lead to work that's both beautiful and practical. Keep crushing it, Szymon. We'd love to see you take these skills even further in Design Bootcamp. Our new friends at 2 Advanced Studios, not gonna lie, it feels pretty awesome to say that, just released UltraGlyph, a pack of 500 vector elements perfect for creating futuristic UIs and heads-up displays. Compatible with Adobe Apps, Affinity, Designer, Figma, and Rive, these elements are free for 2 Advanced Patreon subscribers or available for $40. As someone who hoards design elements, this is an easy yes for me. And speaking of 2 Advanced, don't miss our interview with the founders dropping this Wednesday. Make sure you're subscribed to this channel so you don't miss it. Blender's new clay pencil feature is giving us yet another reason to love this software. Similar to Grease Pencil, it lets you draw directly in the interface, but with a twist. It converts your 2D drawings into 3D geometry instantly. Barcelona-based 3D Academy Pepe Schoolland just dropped a gorgeous example featuring a stylized cowboy that shows off the feature's potential. For character animators and traditional artists, this might just be the excuse you need to give Blender a shot. And keep an eye out for our upcoming Blender class dropping in January. Maxon's winter release for Maxon 1 is here, packed with updates across their entire suite. Cinema 4D gets improved booleans, enhanced particle and rigid body dynamics, a better XREF system for multi-artist workflows, and scene node improvements. ZBrush users get better Redshift integration and new UV features, while Redshift itself sees big enhancements to the Toon renderer. Maxon Studio adds 160 new templates, including some slick film title designs. The pace of Maxon's development seems to be picking up, maybe in response to competition, but whatever the reason, we are here for it. Check out all the new features at the link in the description. Here's a story that might raise some eyebrows. Legendary design firm Pentagram used Midjourney in a recent branding project, but in a pretty clever way. They started by creating custom artwork to establish the style, then used Midjourney to iterate and generate variations much faster than creating everything from scratch. With Pentagram's impeccable taste guiding the process, they're showing how AI can aid artists rather than replace them. Their in-depth case study demonstrates a thoughtful approach to integrating AI into a professional design workflow. Love it or hate it, this is likely the future of design, and watching how a firm like Pentagram handles it is pretty enlightening. Check out the link and let us know your thoughts in the comments. And that is it for this packed episode of Motion Mondays. Don't forget 12 Days of MoGraph starts today at schoolofmotion.com/12 days. Day 1 features our friends at AE Scripts and AE Plugins going big with $1,000 worth of plugins plus a $1,000 gift card. Our winter session is heating up with classes starting January 6th, so lock in your spot before they fill up if you want to make 2025 the year your skills level up. And block out some serious time on December 30th for our mega end of the year podcast. You won't want to miss what our incredible guests have to say. That's it for me. I'll see you next week.